to nutrition and sensory analysis. Today we're going to be talking about specifically activity level and sort of going into dietary guidelines. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking a little bit about what a diet means, the different macronutrients that go into that. Then we're going to watch a short video that has to do with planning those macronutrients around a specific person's diet plan, which in this case has to do with athletes. Are you guys good to go? All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is a macronutrient?
We're going to learn about that in 3 minutes. So we're going to get there real soon. Okay, so what is a diet? When you guys think of a diet, what are the first things that come to mind?
Eating. Not eating.
Not eating?
Terrible.
Lose weight.
So the first reaction you guys have to diets kind of seems like it's tied around weight loss. Do you think some diet plans can be tied around maintaining weight or just your diet as a lifestyle choice in general? Does that make sense as well?
Can it also be for gaining weight too?
It can be used for gaining weight. So when I think about diet, it doesn't necessarily have to do with, oh my gosh, I have to lose weight, or I have to like maintain my weight because I want to be skinny, swimsuit season's coming up, I have to look good, that kind of stuff. So basically, like, when I think of a diet, it's pretty much your lifestyle, and what you bring into your diet has to do with the kind of foods you grew up with, the kind of foods you like, the foods you don't like. All those different factors come and play into how you view a diet and how what your attitude towards that diet is. Okay? Right. To start off, we're going to talk about the 3 important macronutrients. Does anyone know about the 3 important macronutrients? Hazel.
Carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Protein.
Exactly. So the 3 major macronutrients, as Hazel said, are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Does anyone know sort of what carbohydrates entails?
Grains.
Hmm?
Are they like grains and
That's just different sources that they come from, but when you think about carbohydrates, what does it do for your body?
It provides energy.
Yes. So carbohydrates provide the body with its main source of energy. The body breaks down simple carbohydrates, which are sugars, or complex carbohydrates, which are starches, into usable energy. So when you eat carbohydrates, it provides immediate energy as well. So that's why when you're thinking about like athletic cuisine, and your athlete is running around all the time, you would preferably use a diet that's high in carbohydrates because those are very easy to break down and they provide energy like that. Does anyone know what they think about protein as far as what it does in the body?
It makes you full. If you have like a high protein. Good for muscle.
Yes. It's a nutrient that builds, maintains, and repairs the body. The main 2 types of proteins are complete proteins, and these are proteins that come from animal sources. And then there are incomplete proteins, and these come from plant-based proteins. As like a little bonus, not question, but like tidbit, when you think of a vegan diet, they usually eat nothing but plant-based foods, right? So they're getting incomplete proteins. Does anyone know what complete proteins and incomplete proteins kind of mean? Mary. Just go for it, go.
I'm thinking that if you take, isn't it like nuts and seeds, something together makes a complete protein?
Yes. So basically, I'm pretty sure it's 12 essential amino acids that your body needs. When you eat complete proteins, your body is getting all 12 of those amino acids. So when you eat incomplete proteins, you're getting like bits and pieces of those 12. So that's when, if you go on like a vegan or vegetarian diet, they tell you right away that the most important thing and the one thing that people struggle with is the protein factor. And that's because people don't know how to combine all the incomplete proteins into making those complete proteins. Okay. Okay. So can anyone tell me about fats and what that provides for the body? Nicole.
It's fat, I want to say it's like a stored energy source.
Exactly, that's very good. So basically, it regulates body temperatures, it carries vitamins and nutrients throughout the body, and most importantly, it's stored energy. So when you think about when you're burning energy, what we talked about carbohydrates, that's the first thing that your body uses up, right? Can anyone make a guess of how long it takes for you to burn through your carbohydrates and get to the point where you start burning fat? Hazel.
How many years?
What?
No, never mind.
It usually, going back to athletic cuisine, when Hazel and I took it, our chef told us that it usually takes about for an average person, it takes about an hour. So when you think about exercising, you're burning off all your carbohydrates that you're using. It takes about an hour to finally get to burning your fat stores. That's because your body has to heat up that much to start to use those.
Can you just lay out in the sun?
So the next thing we're going to talk about, what did you say?
Can't you just lay out in the sun?
And just shrivel up as it burns off.
Burn it off.
If only.
Not so much, huh?
So the next thing we're going to talk about is where these different macronutrients come from. So can anyone give a few ideas of where carbohydrates come from? What food sources we use? Bread,
Grains.
grains, fruits. Pasta falls under grains, but yeah, pasta.
Corn, potatoes.
Starchy vegetables.
Starchy food, peas.
Exactly. So grains, vegetables, fruits, milk, even alcohol has it, and even simple sugar. So even table sugar, that like what you put into baked goods or into like your coffee or tea, even that has carbohydrates in it because it's a simple sugar. Can anyone name food sources for protein?
Meats, poultry, red meat, fish, nuts, beans.
When we were talking about incomplete proteins, can you remember sources of those? You got like nuts and seeds, but can you think of legumes? Tofu is like a big source of protein, specifically soy. So seafood, poultry, meat, dairy, eggs, beans, soy, nuts, seeds, those are all encompassing the proteins. Can anyone, for this next one we're going to do fats, can anyone name sources of healthy fats?
Avocado.
Avocado, yes. Olive oils. Any other type of cooking oils that are healthy, considered healthy?
Supposedly like coconut oil.
Coconut is actually like in the questionable category.
Right,
They
that's
don't
why I
know.
said supposedly. It hasn't really been totally.
There's not like enough research with like
They
coconut
think
oil.
it's healthy, but they're not positive.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Exactly. So oils, specifically olive, canola, sunflower, this is the big healthy oils that we use to cook with. Avocados, nuts, peanut butter, fish, tofu, milk, meats, and cheese. They all have fats in them. So now that we talked about the macronutrients and what their purpose is in the body and what they provide for the body, I'm going to show you guys a short video. And what this video is, it's basically they talk about pretty much nutrient timing for Olympic athletes. For this video, you're going to need for this activity, you're going to need a pencil or a writing utensil. There's a 4-question handout that you guys are going to complete during this, and once the video is over, we're just going to go over the answers and discuss them.
Yeah.
I do it to stay sharp and take care of my body, but it's harder to work out.
Before the passion, before the training, and before the competition, there was a meal. But what exactly is the ideal meal for an Olympic athlete? And are all Olympians eating the same thing? Food is essential for the survival and health of all humans, but an athlete's diet must be carefully designed for their specific sport in order to ensure success. Cross-country skiers, for example, ingest around 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day to compensate for their energy expenditure while training. This is more than twice the average energy intake of most humans. Consuming so many calories can be a struggle, particularly for female athletes who generally have a lower appetite. But American athlete Lolo Jones has risen to the challenge by consuming 9,000 calories a day as part of her weight transition from an Olympic hurdler to bobsledder in Sochi. That's equivalent to 30 cheeseburgers a day. To burn these calories, you would have to walk briskly for over 28 hours. On the other hand, ski jumping requires athletes to be tall but also light in weight. And because the sport requires power, it's not productive to burn fat through excessive running and cardio. As a result, these athletes often use diet and calorie restriction as the main technique to lower their body weight. Regardless of the sport, all athletes will receive energy from a variety of carbohydrates, protein, fat, and micronutrients. So what do their diets look like? Endurance athletes, such as biathletes who require intense training, will need to restore energy with more carbohydrates than other Olympians. Sometimes as much as 10 grams of carbs for every kilo of body weight. That's a lot of pasta, vegetables, and cereal. The rest of their daily calories will come from protein and fat. Ski jumpers who require less energy but still need strong leg muscles will have a smaller carbohydrate portion while increasing the amount of protein. To keep their weight low, less fat is ideal. Finally, power athletes like speed skate sprinters will require even more protein to help build the muscle that makes up their powerful legs. On competition day, meals are vital. Not only is the food's chemical energy converted into kinetic energy for an athlete's movement, but nerves and emotional stress can cause issues with digestion and proper breathing, or even cause vomiting. To help, the final meal will not only be consumed 3 to 4 hours in advance, it needs to be healthy and extremely appetizing. Overall, science says, you really are what you eat. Don't forget, we have a new video out every day during the Olympics. Can't wait, our amazing partners at the CBC already have 5...
Okay, so that's the video. Alright, so in the handout, you guys answer the questions, right? What do you guys think of the video? Do you think it was a good
Yeah.
Yeah.
way to like kind of